What goes into a contractor's price? How can prices vary so much? How do I know that I'm getting quality and craftsmanship? How do I know I'm getting a decent price? These are all really good questions, and it is one of the main reasons why homeowners dread to remodel. They dread to get involved. In this series, I want to break down factors that change a contractor's price. Anything from materials to labor, experience, management, and quality and craftsmanship. And this is Dane Stevenson with Arkwright Construction. Welcome to our series on what goes into contractor pricing. Today I wanted to dive in a little bit into painting costs and what goes into those. How can one painter be this price and another one be way on the other end, the variations in between. Most of the time it comes down to level of paint quality, level of paint materials, etc. Painting's one of those line items in a contract that can vary drastically. And there are, in my opinion, there's 5 levels, 5 different quality levels of painting, from 1 to 5, 1 being the least amount of prep work, all the way up to 5 being your super high-end cabinet grade artistic craftsman finishes. So let's start off with level 1. Level 1 is more of a utility or garage finish, right? It's something where you want to seal the walls. There's probably not much in that room. People aren't going to be in there very often. It's just utilitarian for that particular room. It could be that we go in and it's literally flat paint that we spray on the walls and it's done, right? And that's really about it. That's level 1. Level 2 is more of your, what I would consider a landlord special, right? You're whitewashing everything. There's very little prep. There is very little patching, only some of the major stuff. Very little caulking, very little sanding to smooth things out. Go in, 2 layers of basic, store-bought big box paint, whatever it might be, something inexpensive, and just get it on and be done. You're going to expect to see some imperfections. You're going to expect to see some drips, probably. The lines in between the trim and the wall are not going to be perfect. That's level 2. Level 3 is where we really start to get into the prep work, right? That's where we're going to get into coming in, doing a really good sanding job on the existing finishes that are there. Walls we're going to hit with a pole sander. Trim we're going to go in and just really go to town on it. There's going to be some patching. There's going to be some skimming on the walls. There's probably going to be some decent amount of caulking that goes into the joints. And then everything's going to get primed. And in between each coat, light level of sanding and 2 more coats of finish, right? Most of it is going to be brushed. It's going to be a quality job. It's a step above. This is really where Arkwright starts, right? On most of our projects. Not Builder Grade. We don't really do landlord special. We don't whitewash stuff generally. We go in, we do a decent job, and this is our base level of finishing. Level 4 takes it a step higher than that, right? There's going to be significant amount of prep work. Everything is going to be sanded smooth. We're going to be getting rid of a lot of buildup of other paints that's there right now if it's not new. We're going to be hitting the walls hard with a pole sander. We're going to be skimming walls as needed. If they're not smooth, they will be smooth at the end. There's very little imperfections when we're done with this. At this level, most of our trim, most of our doors are spray finished with an enamel. You got a high quality, expensive primer, sand, high level quality enamel paint that's sprayed, sanded, and then the final coat. If it's not perfect after that final coat, it's sanded and it's sprayed again. Walls, very similar situation. Sand the walls smooth. We use a low nap roller. We use high quality paint that has a good flow to it. And all of our seams in between our cut-in lines between our trim and our wall are perfect. Most of the time using tape to make a perfect crisp line in the exact right spot. Then we get into our level 5 finish, which consider this your super high gloss finish. It's cabinet grade finish on every surface of the room. It's cabinet grade finish on your walls, on your trim, on your doors. Everything is perfect. If you're going for a super high gloss look, this is the level that you're going to be at. Also, this would also include things like plaster finishes and lime washes and specialty striade finishes and all that good stuff. So those are the different level of finishes of painting from 1 to 5, and where we fall in that. We generally start at 3, we go up to 5. And the thing about this for the homeowner is knowing what level are they hiring, what level are they expecting, what level do they need. Listen, a lot of homeowners don't need 4 and 5. They don't want it. They can't see the difference. Most homeowners walk into a room and they go, great color, great feeling, good, they walk out, right? They're more interested in the finishes and the fixtures, more so than the paint. So as a contractor, knowing what you have to do for each individual client is key. Customer education is always key. As a homeowner, knowing what you're expecting and knowing what you want is very important. So being able to express that to your contractor, being able to express that to your painter, whoever it might be, is key in this situation to get the right price, the correct price. And then on top of that, there's other factors that go into it. We'll get into in another video, such as insurances and licenses and all that can raise and lower the price. But for the most part, consider the quality, consider the different levels of paint finish, and take it from there. If you like this, if it was helpful, go ahead, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what else you want to hear about, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.